So liminal space is a transitional state or place that can be physical, physiological, or psychological. It can refer to a space that appears empty, abandoned, or eerie. So that's really the thing. It's like an empty, eerie space.
Yeah, it's a place that is familiar. So you will look at it and you're like, oh man, that could have been something from my childhood. Like I was sitting there waiting, or I went to that mall, or I've been
Right.
to that airport. But at the same time, if you look at it empty, it looks very foreign.
Right. Like it's like looks like slightly familiar, but at the same time, you're like, no, I haven't been there.
Yeah, I know. It's
So are you looking at the screen right now?
I am looking at the screen.
So that literally looks like the courtyard in anybody's apartment,
It does.
but not completely.
Yeah, it's an apartment I've been to, but it's not.
D1.
Yeah,
Then this one looks like a hotel that I've or a motel I've stayed at, multiple times, but not that one.
yeah, and then it makes you question your sanity, like,
Right.
and you
Then
start thinking, "Are we in a matrix?"
yeah. Then this one, this looks like I don't know, like an office building that you're either moving into or moving out of. And the key thing with this too is that like the way that's like set up is intentionally like geometrically like off from what it should be. Right? That's one of the things too.
Yeah, it makes me so uneasy.
Yeah. Like this one you could like see like the patterns of it don't make sense.
Oh man, for me, malls, like
Oh,
empty malls, are the worst.
yeah. Like well, the weird thing now is that like malls usually are empty when you go there, which is creepy and kind of sad at the same time. Like, I don't know, were you ever a big fan of malls?
I mean, in my teenage years, it was the thing to do, Brandon.
Same.
You
You're a little
know?
older than me, but I still caught the tail end of the mall era.
Yeah, I mean, we could have gone to high school together, but
No.
what do you mean no?
What are you like 35?
No, I'm 34. I'm
All
the
right,
youngest
I'm
man
I'm
alive.
29.
Huh?
You're the youngest man alive.
Yeah,
This isn't the height argument.
dude. Until I have a kid, I'm the youngest man alive.
So I don't think we would have been in high school at the same time. I'm 29.
All right, I miss you by 1 year,
Yeah.
but still, we were teenagers at the same time.
So malls were like closing down by the time I was in high school.
I got the last tail of
You
going to
did,
the
and then
mall.
Amazon came along.
Yeah, I mean,
Because when did you graduate high school? In like 2007?
2008.
That's literally the year that like all the tech stuff started happening.
Yeah. Like I remember if you like the girl, you'd be like, hey, let's meet at the mall.
Yes.
Because it wasn't like a date, but your friends will be there, her friends will be there, hang out at the you know
See, that's like so old to me. Like that's like nostalgic, but it's never happened before because it's like a liminal memory where the idea of hanging out with friends at the mall because the mall is the place to be never happened because that time had passed right by the time I was in high school of people like hanging out at the mall. But one mall in particular had a movie theater there, so that was a thing for a little bit. But I kind of wish I caught that era where malls were the place to hang out because it seems like it was like they were just the coolest places before online stores happened.
you when I hear something like a funny fact, I mean funny, it's not funny, it's like kind of sad.
What?
The guy, I don't know what his name is, the guy that invented malls,
Les Wexner?
he like his biggest regret is coming up with the idea for the mall.
Really?
Yeah, he said it.
Les Wexner or is it a different guy?
I don't know I don't know the name of the guy.
Guy who created malls
and regretted it.
Well, I think about this a lot. So Victor David Gruen, is this him? Gruen, an Australian American architect, is known for designing the first modern shopping malls in the United States. He later came to regret his creation, expressing disgust at how malls contributed to urban sprawl. Urban sprawl meaning like people urbanizing.
Yeah, meaning people living further away from each other.
You mean closer together?
Sprawl is the same as spread, right?
I'm thinking of it like he's saying that people urbanized, mean like what happened in China, where people went from living like on farms to living in the city.
Yeah, and you've been to Europe. The lifestyle when you had shops and you walked around was different than going to the mall.
Yeah,
They call this third spaces, Brandon.
Places like the mall or places outside of home
Places
in the
like
mall
the mall, places like Starbucks, places where you would spend, a considerable amount of time in.
that weren't work or home?
Yeah,
Mm,
that is not private nor public.
yeah. Interesting. So what do you think we do with all the malls? Because I not that I intended to talk about this, but I'm the type to like generate questions in my head once we start talking about things. Like, what do you think is the best way to make use of all these massive, really pretty nice buildings that like were malls at one point, but now like you go in the mall, half the stores are closed, right? So what do you think is like the smartest thing for like an investor to come in and do with the mall? Because like I bet you could buy a mall for pretty cheap comparative. It's like what the price was 20 years ago. Like not like the exact like I'm talking on adjusted for inflation terms.
Well, actually, Elon Musk spoke about the devaluation of commercial real estate.
Yeah.
Banks used to, it was a very firm asset.
Right. And that's part of the commercial real estate bubble that's happening.
Yeah, and it's gone. I mean, in my personal opinion, and I think there was a few weeks ago, like video thing. I mean, it was like a little news piece of a mall somewhere that they turned into apartments.
It's
Um,
tough to do that though because of the way they're built.
it is tough to do that the way they're built. But I don't know. I think the more realistic option is for them to evade to our Amazon overlords and turn them into distribution centers.
Yeah. Shit. How many Amazon distribution centers do you think there are in the country right now?
Hundreds of thousands. Nah, I don't
No,
know.
it's a lot. Probably thousands.
Probably at least 20,000.
185 globally.
That's all. That's it.
Yeah, Amazon has 185 fulfillment centers globally, including more than 100 in the United States.
I thought it would be more. I was so
I mean,
off.
they're insanely massive. So I know in my home state there's one, and then like I feel like every state has like one or two.
See in the chat here, Laura says that Amazon actually bought the old mall in her area.
That makes sense.
I mean, it's perfect.
Yeah, because like I said, you can't really turn them into apartments because the way that they're built. Because a lot of the like space inside of it, like it'd be set up like a jail almost, where there's no windows, and you want to have like windows. What is it? Office buildings and malls, because of the engineering or the architecture of it. Like it's tough to convert that into real estate unless people are okay with not having windows.
I mean, people right now, Brandon, are so desperate for
Ah.
housing that I don't think it's a big problem.
Misty says, Brand, need to jump out, heading to the baby spy. We'll email you in the next hour or so with info. Also, Amy is not right or wrong. Aussie based bitches exist. Stay safe. Blessed job. Misty, thank you. You're the best. And I will talk to you later. Peace. Steffi Steph says the mall Stranger Things was pretty cool. I know it's such a nostalgic thing. Yeah, so Humberto, I think it's a creepy thing. I think that like it was already an unfortunate thing, like the way, like kind of what a part of what malls did to society, but then now like this online thing, it's like setting us in the opposite direction in another weird way.
I'm a big advocate to go back to single stores.
Mhm. But that's kind of forcing the market to do something though, like I don't think you could try to dictate what the market does just for the sake of culture.
No, but come on. There's a butcher shop here. I love going to it. Uh, uh, you know, uh, I don't know, like guitar stores and Radio Shack and very specific stores are my favorite thing. Like matter of fact, my favorite restaurants, Brandon, are the one item restaurants.
What are you talking about?
I when I walk into a store or restaurant, I like them to do one thing.
Like specialize.
Yeah. Like for example, we have Dandy Donuts here in Fort Lauderdale. I love those guys.
But they have a lot of different things there. Like they have a you could get a steak, you could get bacon, egg, and cheese.
Yeah, but you go there for the donuts. You know, it's in the name. There's this other place called Guy Rice and Chicken, and they do rice and
It's
chicken.
a great place.
I love it when they state their mission and you go there.
Yeah, just like perfect one thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I know Amazon's master of nothing but jack of all trades.